Hey TUI Nation, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Connor Garnett here, world #3 pickleball player. And today we're gonna be talking about singles, my secret sauce to winning, and what it takes to get the dub.
Operation here.
No way. No! Connor Garnett just stole the show.
In this video, we're gonna break down what it takes to win in singles. From technique to shot selection to my favorite piece of strategy. We're also gonna go through my favorite drills to facilitate this and what I found super helpful. The 3 things it takes to become a great singles player are 1, on the return, controlling the net, 2, creating offense when you're serving, and number 3 is court coverage. When controlling the net on the return, the 2 things we're gonna focus on are a deep return, and then secondly, it's sticking that first volley. With the return, the 3 things we're gonna focus on to get that deep return, number 1, turning the hips on the backswing, staying level and going through it, and then letting the arm follow through to your target. We're gonna demonstrate that here. I turn my hips, and then I stay level, and I go through. This is making a consistent deep return. Turning my hips, going through, getting my weight forward. Now the next level here is I'm moving through that and going into the court. Same on the backhand, and now I'm just moving forward as I'm hitting this. The hips are turned, going through it, and I'm getting up to that kitchen line. With these 3 things, this allows me to hit a deep return that I can get in behind, giving myself a tremendous advantage so I don't get passed on that next ball. Now that we've got the return deep, we're gonna work on that first volley, punching that at the kitchen line. The thing that we wanna think about is how to keep that ball deep. So with this volley, what we wanna make sure we're doing is we're getting the weight shift into it. I'm staying low with the legs, and then I'm just punching through it. There are 2 types of volleys that we can hit here. When we have a little bit more time, we take a swing volley when we're looking to be a little bit more aggressive. And then when we have a little less time, it's just keeping a compact swing and punching it. So I've just hit a deep down the line return. Now I'm at the net, I'm ready for this first volley. Jackson's gonna hit it, and I'm just punching this back. I'm going through it. I'm getting a little bit of rotation with the hips here for my power. I am not lifting on this ball. I'm staying low, I'm not popping up. That causes it to go shorter or deeper and be less consistent. I'm staying through it and going and punching it. The other thing I like to think about on this is just to practice, you look at like a Federico, he puts his finger on the back of the paddle so he doesn't take a backswing. Anything you can do to not take a big backswing is gonna be helpful. See, short backswing here, it's out in front, and that's keeping the ball deep. Now, when I have a little bit more time on this, I can take a little bit of a swing. So still, not a big backswing, I'm just adding to the follow through. I go through it, and this allows me to be a little bit more aggressive when I have less time here. So now Jackson's gonna mix it up here. He's gonna hit some fast, and he's gonna hit some slow, and you'll see the difference. On the faster ones, I'm gonna punch it with no backswing. The slower ones, I'm gonna take a small backswing and add a little bit more on the follow through. I'm staying low on all these, and then just making the decision on what type of volley I'm hitting. Had a little bit more time on those, going for it, a little less time, just punching it. So with the depth of the volley, it's really important not to hit it kind of in this middle zone. If you go deep, it puts them on their back foot and they're not able to attack. Or if you hit it shallow, it forces them to come up to the kitchen. When it's in this middle zone, probably from like right here to right here, this gives your opponent time to step into the ball and hit a great passing shot and take the advantage back, and we want to avoid that. Number 2 is creating offense on your serve. And actually the most important thing there is not the serve. It's the third shot. Most people think it's the serve, but that third shot is really what's the difference maker. You can set yourself up for an easier third with a big serve, but at the end of the day, the third is the most important shot here. So the keys to hitting a good third are rotation of the trunk, which is legs, hips, and core. This is where the power comes from. A ton of footwork, so we can make sure we're going into the ball and then letting that ball drop onto the paddle. So on these, I'm rotating, staying low, lots of footwork, and going through to my target there. This extra footwork really allows me to get into position so I can hit this either down the line or cross court. Same thing applies on the backhand now. All of those things, a lot of footwork, rotation, and letting that ball drop onto the paddle. When I'm hitting these, I'm not trying to overhit it. This is about 60 to 70% of my power, so I can really put a premium on the consistency of this shot. The less I'm in position, the more I'll slow down this shot as well to make sure I make the pass. If you make the pass, you live to fight another day, and really it's about making balls and putting your opponent in tough spots. So you see here too, when I hit a shorter serve, I'm in a tougher position here, and he's gonna be able to get that next ball. Now when I hit the deeper serve here, it's gonna set me up for an easier pass. My third and final winning strategy in singles is court coverage. So this boils down to two things. It's the movement itself, the technique on the movement, and then shrinking the court. The first part of this is movement. We want to be very mindful. Our hips should always face where we're moving. This allows us a longer stride. If we're facing the court, our stride is a lot smaller. The thing as well is different than tennis. A lot of people in tennis recover with a big kind of shuffle step in the middle. Because the court's smaller, our shuffle step is really just a small split step in the middle of the court. So long strides and then a small split step to be balanced for that next shot. We don't want to have too big of a split step so that the ball then passes us by. So the second part of this is shrinking the court and following your shot. When I hit this ball, if I hit it down the line, I'm following this ball, if I hit it well, to then shrink the court. If I hit this ball cross court, I'm gonna move to the other side here because now I can shrink the court this way. The toughest shot on a good ball is this cross court, and so we're foregoing that a little bit to give ourselves more of an advantage, that extra step on the next ball. This really allows us to put extra pressure on our opponent and force them into an uncomfortable position. So looking at this in action, when I hit this passing shot cross court, I'm gonna move up this way because when he's out of position, he's gonna struggle to hit it cross court. And there I moved up this way, shrinking the court, following my shot, giving myself an easier next ball to hit the follow-up winner. This also isn't a one-time thing on the passing shot. On that second ball I hit cross court, I also followed that as well. If Jackson was able to get that, I was in this position, ready to cover that next ball and put it away if he got it back. This same principle we're going to apply on the down the line shot. So see there, down the line, he's outstretched. He can still maybe get it a little bit cross court, but I've shrunk the court, I've followed my shot, and then even if he hits it there, I'll have time to get to that ball. So we've covered the secret sauce to winning. Now we're gonna go through my favorite drills to help maximize the impact on working on these shots. Today I have Jackson here. He's gonna be helping me with all the drills that we're gonna be talking about. All right, so level one of this drill, I'm gonna feed this passing shot down the line and then follow the ball in. We're gonna be working on one, what we talked about in the passing shot, and two, that follow after it. So I'm gonna feed this line, follow it in, play it out. And so see there, I followed in the ball as we were talking about. With the actual passing shot, I let that ball drop onto my paddle, and then went through it to my target. The next level of this drill, Jackson will be feeding this. He's gonna mix up the depth of my feed so it's more of a live ball situation on this down the line shot. And then we're gonna play it out still. See, on that one, it was a little deeper, so I had less time to let that ball drop, but I still had to be very engaged with that lower body. Once we've worked on the down the line ones, now we're gonna do the same thing, except the first pass is gonna be cross court. Nice. So on that one, that second ball, I went cross court, but I wasn't able to get over in time, giving him the easy pass down the line. In these drills, it's really important to not just follow the first shot, but to make sure you're following every shot in the drill. And when you have lost a point, unpacking why you did. So this is a drill to work on my shot building and shot selection. We've set up 3 targets for my backhand here. We have the deep down the line, we have the deep cross court, and we have the short angle cross court. We don't have a short down the line because that's not really a shot that will hit. The one nice thing about being at the Pickler is they have the wing field technology. This allows me to drill and get feedback on where my shots are actually going. If I hit one short, I can see that on wing field tech. Thanks everyone for watching my video on singles strategy and technique and that secret sauce on winning. I'll be releasing bi-weekly videos and all the strategy and technique I really like. Make sure you tune in and subscribe. Thanks to my sponsors and thanks to Jackson for helping me out with this video. If you think I missed something on this singles video or have your own tip, comment below. 2E Nation, out.